everyone. They are putting me through it tonight. So as you can see, the phone cut off again, and I'm just not really good with technology, and it's just one of those days where, you know, I think they're just really active and they're here. And again, like I said in previous uploads, technology does not work too well when you are living in a temple and you have a strong electromagnetic spiritual energy. You know, technology does not work too well, especially when your melanin is more activated and you have more of an ancient energy. All right, let's just try and make this quick. So we talked about, in the previous uploads, we talked about the bride. We talked about a little bit about Mama Bridget, Lady of the Night. We talked about SaturnDay. We talked about time and the dimensions. And I mentioned the French aristocratic bloodline traits and culture of some of the Loa, particularly Ejuli, Mama Bridget, the Barons. You know, get with your French aristocratic, Moorish French energy when you're dealing with these particular spirits. Put on some French music, you know, get very romantic. Okay, so I was talking about the balance that the High Priestess brings to the community, and you know, facilitating spiritual rituals and rites and initiations, activating the spirituality within a community, tribe, or coven, and preserving the mysteries of the goddess. So, and initiating the priestesses into the mysteries of the goddess. So as Black High Priestess, something that I bring is re-establishing the balance between black energy and white energy. Essentially re-establishing black supremacy in a world, but particularly in America, where white supremacy still prevails, you know, in very overt and covert ways. All right, within, you know, black communities, but in the overall culture. And American culture is globalized, so we're talking about a global system of white supremacy, where America is somewhat the headquarters, but you're kind of looking at England. Anyway, okay, so yes, as the black aspect of Black High Priestess is really to elevate blackness, darkness, the energies of black, which is a color, it's an energy, and it's also an ethnicity. So I deal with the rights that freed black people, and reestablishing, you know, just reconnecting the black ethnicity with the African spiritual roots, as well as the indigenous roots, meaning indigenous Native America, indigenous South America, indigenous Asia, you know, indigenous Europe as well. Because a lot of black people are so caught up in Africa that you lose your European bloodline traits because you believe that they're exclusively Caucasian. So that's something that I'm a little bit more passionate about, you know, kind of bringing about the European history of the black genetic, or the dominant African genetic. High, I like to stay high. I like to stay elevated, and I like to, I'm grounded, but high, it just doesn't refer to me as the Black High Priestess. It actually kind of talks to me, speaks about me being, you know, a little bit down to earth as a High Priestess. So as above, so below. And, you know, clearly I'm a priestess. I deal with the mysteries. I've been initiated, but more importantly, I've been chosen for certain rites and mysteries that do come with responsibilities as well. And, you know, I do my best to uphold those responsibilities, but to also stay true to my uniqueness. And you know, the unique spirits that have chosen me to reveal themselves and what they can do for the heritage and humanity. Well, I was gonna smoke with y'all. It's saying low battery. I hope this thing don't cut off again. I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet this time if I gotta do another one, but I think the third time's the charm. So in honor of Mama Bridget and Papa Gay, so something I blow out my cards. We're gonna do a little tarot reading if we can. Oh wow, look at it. I pulled the woman card already. And this is a French deck. This is a French deck. So it's actually the Gypsy Witch deck, which is perfect for my energy. And she's here. She's a redhead woman. She's kind of red overall. All right, she's kind of red overall. So I think I might have to paint some of these black, but I like the red energy because it deals with the red woman as well, which is Oya. And the death energy too, which some in voodoo, white represents death and black represents life. White could or black could also represent youth, where white could represent being older or being closer to death, or that wisdom that comes with death, whereas black could represent that youth or that vital life energy or that rebirth. So that's very important to understand, dealing with death and rebirth and dealing with the Barons in the cemetery, because the Barons are one of the voodoo spirits that carry that white energy and can be depicted as white, not necessarily Caucasian, but depicted as white because your bones and your skull, your bone structure and frame is white, like your blood is red. Okay, so that is why white represents death, talking about the bone structure. And you know, so the Barons, you know, definitely have, you know, the crosses for sure. And again, I got my skull cross here, but you know, skull, bones, lace for the ladies, Mama Bridget, you know, cemetery dust, white salt or black salt. Gray Himalayan sea salt will work, but you want to stick with white, black, grays, and hues of purple. Different hues of purple for the Barons, Mama Bridget. They also deal with a deep red, a burgundy red, and bright red, depending on what mood they're in and what you're calling on them for. Today they're in a playful, fun mood. They want to drink and smoke and laugh and have fun and get ready. I'm gonna be going out on Monday. I'm looking forward to that. So Mama Bridget. So I want to talk about Bridget. Mama Bridget and Ejuli are as crone and virgin. So the combination of them can kind of come across as a different Loa, but very similar to their combined energies, which is Bridget without the mama, just Bridget. And so Bridget is essentially like Bridget would be within the Mama Bridget society, which is, you know, Oya, Mama Bridget, you know what I'm saying? Whereas you got the La Société des Julies, which is the different, you know, Ejuli Kenwa, Ejuli Toa, Ejuli, you know, Freda, Bridget, Danto, there's more. There's a lot more, but those, you know, those are, you know, some of the maybe more popular ones, and ones that I've learned about. So Bridget is a little more closer to Mama Bridget. She's a baroness, whereas Ejuli is still a virgin, whereas there's aspects of her that remain in the graveyard. So Bridget, you're dealing with a pale purple, lavender hues. She can even do purples and pink. You know what I'm saying? She's very similar to Freda. All right. You know, Bridget is younger. And she would be maybe more the one where you see a younger lady of the night with half skull face and the other half a beautiful young woman face. All right, and so that represents Ejuli Bridget as well, dealing with the aspect of Ejuli that died as a virgin. But again, so I just want y'all to understand that the Loa Bridget is actually different than Ejuli and different than Mama Bridget, and she's not Ejuli Bridget either. So there is a Bridget, and you know, she's there, and she does stand on her own. Heads up. So the Baron's nuts, anything dry or dried berries, dried fruits, but more so purple. Stick to the purples and the dark colors. Nuts they love. Almonds, walnuts. Almonds is a great one. Fuck.